Hello everyone, this is Jasmine from Jazz Draws Art, and today I'm drawing Claire Fraser in France in her brown floral dress. Because spring has come, this week is the first week of spring, I thought what better way to do like a little something different than just a landscape, and to whatever comes to mind first, draw, that will be spring. And I obviously could not stop thinking about this dress. I watch Outlander over and over again, and so I always fully admire the complex, beautiful, handcrafted, hand-painted dresses and costumes and outfits and everything from season 2. It's one of my absolute favorite things is this dress and a few of her other dresses from the France season. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I've talked about this before. If you want to see me draw Claire in her red dress, I do have a speed paint for that, so you guys can check that out. I also thought, hey, I haven't drawn just Claire in a little bit, so why not draw her? This was a massive undertaking because, as you saw, I did a rough outline sketch and then I had to spend hours and hours drawing her to get this just right. And that wasn't even the longest part. The longest part was coloring everything. And it did take me a long time because I did paint each of the flowers onto the dress myself. It was a lot of figuring things out and going around and trying my best to kind of mix everything just the proper way. I had a lot of fun with this, and I'm so happy that it's spring, even though it may take a little bit longer for the weather where I live to get to that, because there is still snow on the ground. It is melting, but then it snows more, and then it rains, and then it melts, and then it gets warm, and that's all just one day. That happens in one day. So I'm really hoping that spring can catch up with us here and we can have a nice season, something out of it, make something nice out of it. But I am happy that it is not freezing cold anymore and welcoming all signs of warm weather. I wish I could have this dress, honestly. Maybe I changed the bit of the colors or the saturation of the yellow, only because I don't look great in that shade of yellow, but the cut of the dress and the design of the dress is just so elegant and beautiful, and I would have loved to have drawn Jamie in this picture with her, like he is in the photograph reference I have to the side. But it would have taken me much, much longer. And who knows, maybe a little bit later on, when I find the time, I can add him into the picture as well. But just for now, I thought, hey, why not do kind of like a fashion video for spring and draw something from one of my favorite shows. I really tried to use different kinds of brushes to get to the textures and the actual painted feel of the flowers on the dress. I did use brushes that were made from real paint brushes on paper. These ones are impressionist brushes, so some of them are called Monet or things like that, and they have the different textures, patterns, and it actually does kind of look like paint because it has that grit in it. It has a little bit of the brush feel and look to it. The key is just trying to figure out how to make that sit on the surface of the dress with the shading and everything. It did take me quite some time to paint all this, but I think in the end it was worth it, and I really love the way this came out. Let me know if you guys watch Outlander what your favorite Outlander outfit or dress or season is in the comments down below. I love to see your guys' comments, and it warms my heart when I get to see your replies. A lot of this is traditional painting, and I tried my best. I did go with a little bit more impressionist, only because to do the realism of this would have taken me much longer. I think I would have taken a few weeks to do it otherwise. And I did try to do the background, and I think it came out. I'm not as great at backgrounds, only because I really do love to draw characters and subjects that have more of a focus to them. So I didn't want the background to take away from Claire, so she does kind of stand out on her own. But that'll come later. The roses were probably my favorite part because they were just so soft and pretty, and I got to really play around with silhouettes and filling things in with color, making a blob, and then adding texture to it. It is so much better than the way I normally paint things, which sometimes I do this, but usually I start with like the basic outline and then I paint over it. But this time I just did blobs, and it helped me out and cut time much faster. This entire dress in its 360 is beautiful. I wish I could have also, I had considered drawing the back from behind because the collar and her back are just covered in flowers and it's beautiful. There were a few other dresses that I also thought of, but this is the most springtime one, especially since they're in the gardens outside. I believe it's Versailles, but if not, it's a French garden, jardin. Very, very pretty. I also love her hat. She just looks so pretty. I mean, she always does, but she really has that lady of the house, like Lady Rochetour about her in this, and so I love it. She looks so prim and proper, and yet Claire's supposed to be pregnant at the time, and you wouldn't even notice, but it is stunning. I believe this is from the episode where they ran into, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen season 2 yet, Blackjack Randall in the gardens in front of the French king, which I love that scene because of what the king does to Randall and makes him kneel down and beg and then laughs at him. Jamie's face in that was priceless. I absolutely love that part. It cracked me up, and it's probably one of the parts I rewind and play over and over again because I enjoy it so much. Now here comes the background. The background I did struggle with a little bit. I did keep trying to play around with it, play with colors, opacity, and everything like that, but I think in the long run it turned out. I have been catching up and watching the new season of Outlander. I will not give any spoilers, and I might do a review of the episodes, but I want to wait till the season's been done and out for a bit before I do that, just because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I know that I would be really mad if somebody spoiled Outlander or anything I really like for me, so I'm just going to keep it to myself for a little bit. I have a lot of different brushes that I was trying out on the bushes here, and a lot of different lighting and everything, and you can see that I will be fiddling with the bushes and the brushes for a long time. I really did want Claire to pop out, so her shading and her lighting are very delicate and smooth and just pretty, and the background's a lot more like strong edges and angular and a lot of sharp texture, when normally I would do like a blurred out to focus in the center, but this, because it's supposed to be a beautiful garden, I really wanted to kind of give you that illusion of it. My favorite part about this was probably, even though it was hard, I did like doing the roses, and as for drawing it wise, the hat is harder than you think it is to draw. I mean, the hardest part was making sure that the dress at the bottom stayed the right width and shape and had the hips contour and everything just right, and the hand. So basically all of it. But I do love dresses. I don't draw them very often, only because the physics of them sometimes can be a little bit confusing, especially when they're wearing underskirts and hoops and everything, so it can be a little bit confusing. But overall, I really like doing this piece. I haven't done something like this with a fully fleshed out background in a little while, and I know how much you guys love Outlander, and for all my subscribers who are here for Outlander, this one's for you guys. And don't worry, next month is April, and I will be having another Sam Luke. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like this video and to subscribe for more content like this. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!